morning, Smith Station. My name is Taya Jett, and this is the latest edition of PNN. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you're interested in trying out for the Panther squad, there will be a mandatory parent meeting on March the 15th with a mandatory clinic on March the 28th through the 31st. Tryouts will follow on April the 1st. The dress closet is now open. If you're interested in seeing their selection, see Mrs. D. Bird. The senior English field trip fee of $30 for the production of A Midsummer Night's Dream at the Alabama Shakespeare Festival on April 12th is due prior to spring break so that we can pay for our seats. There are only 250 seats reserved. First come, first serve. Permission slip and money are due to J. Bird or Hammock. The Smith Station High School Spring Blood Drive will be on April 1st in the gym. Sign-ups will be during the lunchways on March 9th through the 11th and 14th through the 17th. You must be 17 or older or 16 with parental consent. If you're interested in being on the yearbook staff next year, you need to see Mrs. Lee to pick up an application. Applications are due back by March the 18th. If you have any questions, please see Mrs. Lee. Smith Station High School is beginning the process of registration for the 2016-2017 school year. Course selection and registration is a serious process and not a task to be taken lightly. Beginning on Monday, counselors will be meeting with students during their social studies classes to discuss course offerings, course required for the graduation, class prerequisites, and other topics related to registration. They will also be handing out course selection sheets. Course selection sheets should be completed, signed by a parent guardian, and returned to the student's social studies teacher no later than Friday, March the 18th. You can find the course selection guide on our website, www.panthernews.com. If you're planning on going to prom on April 9th, you must pay your junior dues, which are now $65 by March the 18th. This is the Friday before we get out for spring break. This applies to any juniors or seniors who have not paid their junior dues. They must be paid if you plan on going to prom. The deadline for applying for a student library aide position is Tuesday, March the 29th. All applications must be turned into Mr. Pickard. If you're interested in being a library aide next school year and meet the criteria on the screen, you can pick up an application in the Media Center. Special education student aide applications are available outside Mrs. Stediclu's classroom. They are due back to her by March the 30th.
Today for lunch, you'll be having a chicken fajitas salad or a sloppy joe. Your sides include potato rounds, sweet peas, and fresh fruit.
Here's some information about a project that was going on in Mrs. Smith's class.
So my chemistry classes have been learning about solutions, and I wanted to make sure they used some of the key vocabulary, such as solute, solvent, saturated, unsaturated, supersaturated. So we came up with an idea for how they could incorporate that into a digital project. They had 3 choices. It could have been a digital storybook, a comic strip, or a music video. And I allowed them to pair up in teams to decide how they wanted to go about the content and sit down and write their stories, and posted a rubric on my school website for them to follow the guidelines. And then they came in and presented those with the option to also take an assessment that was a paper pen test, and use their projects as a bonus assessment or as their test assessment in place of an actual test. And I was very pleased with the hard work that my students put into it, and I wish I could show all of the projects, but we had some really great ones featured.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Smith Station. Have a wonderful day.